Recently over the week, I cashed in my savings big time and I treated myself to a brand new Rikon 8-inch bench grinder with 2 wheels on it, one's 60 grit, one's 120. And then for my lathe tools, I bought the one-way grinding jig, the Wolverine system, with the 2 arms and bases here. And then I also bought the Varigrind jig from One Way, and that's to do gouges with. So I'll be taking you through how to do that today. Okay, using this side of my bench grinder, I'm going to go ahead and do the parting tool. Now really just the thing you want to worry about now is when you loosen this up, you want to bring this to the angle where it meets perfectly flush onto the bench grinder. Go ahead and bring that up. Go ahead and adjust this a few more times till I get it right. And the angle on my parting tool matches the wheel just there. So we'll go ahead and sharpen that up. Okay. Go ahead and turn it on. Go ahead and bring it up till it touches and just take off a little bit. It's about good there. And use all surfaces on the wheel so that it'll wear evenly. Okay, and that's it for the parting tool. Around nose scraper, I'm just gonna set this back. I'll just set that. Lock it all down. Start it up again. This one's a little bit more, it's still a simple tool to sharpen up, but it's not as easy as the parting tool. Just going to start on the tip and work your way around. And you don't want to put too much pressure on, just let it cut away. And that's pretty much for the scraper. Now I'll go ahead and do a gouge. Show you how to. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my spindle gouge, and this works a very kind of tricky way to use this. What you're gonna do is I've drilled a 5/8 inch hole 2 inches down into just a scrap block of wood. Or you can just make a mark on your bench 2 inches from the edge. And all this does is, once you slide your gouge into here, you're going to stick that in the hole and tighten it down so that the tip extends 2 inches from the jig. And you're just going to tighten that down. And this has the same way of just lining it up to the angle meets as the other one does. So I'm just going to loosen up this V-arm. Just going to bring it up to about there. I'll lock that down. Turn it on. Let it speed up. Okay. Then an important thing with this is you don't want to push too hard when you get to the tip, otherwise you'll grind the whole tip away. So just let it kind of roll around. Gonna start the tip, don't put on too much pressure, and just roll it around. Just a little bit more. Okay. I'll go ahead and take this out. And that's it for the spindle gouge. Now I'll go ahead and do a roughing gouge and my bowl gouge. I'll show you how to do those. And it's basically the same method of doing all gouges and all scrapers. That's just all you really need to know about it. Okay, the biggest roughing gouge I have is this one. And this actually isn't a roughing gouge. It's called a low flute spindle gouge. But it's really just like same thing as a roughing gouge. But it doesn't fit through the hole on my Varigrind attachment. So how I do this one is I just set it in the V-arm until it meets at that angle. Right about there. And then I'll just do that same thing with rolling it around. It's just the same thing to do every time. Just turn it on, let it gain a bit of speed. Here's a look at my old bench grinder. This is a really old Craftsman. It's a 1/3 HP grinder, totally enclosed ball bearing, split phase motor, 3,450 RPMs. So this is not a slow speed grinder, which is what you want for wood turning, and it's also not an 8-inch, which is what is nicer to have for wood turning. This is a small 6-inch. And this is also like an industrial grinder, which is not very good for wood turning chisels either. This is more good for stuff that needs to be cleaned up, like this wire wheel. Helps a lot for cleaning up old parts and stuff. And that's just a gray wheel on there. I believe that's 60 grit. And that's how it works.